Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. I have the pleasure of having Kerri Whitaker here. Kerri is director of our local NCFCA Speech and Debate Club. For those of you who are not familiar with NCFCA, that stands for National Christian Forensics and Communication Association. And so we have some exciting things coming up, and I wanted to just have Kerri come and share with everybody a little bit of what is coming down the line. So Kerri, would you like to tell us a little bit more about NCFCA?
Sure. So NCFCA stands for National Christian Forensics and Communications Association. And our goal is to train our young people and students from basically middle and high school, ages 12 to 18, to communicate effectively with truth and grace. And so we do that through two styles of debate, which are team policy and Lincoln Douglas. Team policy is like you're introducing a bill to Congress. And during a tournament, you'll have teams argue 3 times affirmative, they're going to do this thing, and then 3 times negative, where they're like, no, we shouldn't do this thing for these reasons. Then Lincoln Douglas is more of a philosophical type debate. This year, we're debating that automation ought to be valued above military personnel in combat. So that's been a very interesting thing to talk about. And then our speech, we have 10 different types of speeches during a tournament. We have platform speeches, things like informative and persuasive, which are just 10-minute speeches that the students have memorized. Then we have some really fun speeches called interpretation speeches, and that'll be the students will memorize segments of a book, interpret it through a theme, and present that kind of like acting. Those are a lot of fun to watch. And then we have limited preparation speeches, things like impromptu, where they get 2 topics that they choose one of. They have 2 minutes to prepare to give a 5-minute speech. So that's a really interesting one to watch. Extemporaneous is on the current events, and then apologetics, they are defending their faith. So it's a great activity for students to learn how to communicate and just hone those skills that they're going to use for the rest of their lives.
Sure. Yeah. When I first came and participated in a tournament, I was just so blown away at the caliber of student and how well they were prepared to discuss all sorts of different topics. And when you hang out in the lobby at a tournament, you hear all sorts of really fun conversations that you would never hear anywhere else. So it's really, really fun. So there is something happening next week. Would you like to tell us about that?
Absolutely. So we have a local tournament. We're divided, this is a national organization, but we're divided into regions. And we are in Region 8, which is Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. So next week, for the first time in many years, Georgia is hosting a tournament. I shouldn't say Georgia. We have some in Augusta, Georgia, but this location has not ever hosted before. So we're super excited to have a local tournament here. There'll be over 100 students from those 3 states that are coming to compete. And it is next week from 3 to 5 April, so Thursday through Saturday. We're going to be at Cherokee Christian Schools. They're generously opening their building to us over spring break. And basically, we need lots and lots of community judges. That's how you can help out. We have over 500 slots available for community judges, and it really helps us to stay on time and keep the tournament running smoothly when we have people from the community come in and help us out. So what that looks like is showing up about 45 minutes before a scheduled round to select a ballot, and then the round can last anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours, and then you may have a few things left on your ballot to fill out before you would leave the tournament. So you can sign up for as many rounds as you want. We go from 8 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. So we're here all day. We've swapped back and forth between debate rounds and speech rounds, and so you can come do whatever you'd like. We prefer for people to bring their own computers. That helps us out a little bit. We also have computers that you can borrow if you don't have one at home. So, and then the last thing is, in order to register to judge, we prefer if people pre-register. It helps us to plan for who's coming. You can go to ncfca.org/judge, and you can just select, it'll have, search by state, which is Georgia, and that should be the only tournament you see. It'll say Woodstock, Georgia. You create an account and then select your rounds. So it should be pretty easy.
Are there any qualifications people need to have in order to judge?
You just have to be 18 or older and have graduated. So anybody can judge. We value everybody's opinion, and we are just super excited to bring this to the community. So,
does somebody need to be a Christian in order to come?
The only thing that we would ask is if you're going to judge apologetics, that you would sign, that'll pop up on your screen, that you affirm the Nicene Creed. Other than that, our other types of debate and speeches don't require you to be a Christian.
Sure. And so as they come and listen to, say, a debate round, what if they've never listened to a debate before? Does that matter?
Not at all. It actually is fantastic for our students to learn to communicate with people who may not understand the structure of a debate, and to be able to communicate clearly and persuasively to somebody who's new to this. So
that's great. And so are there any benefits to coming and judging?
Of course. I'd say the biggest benefit is like Angela was saying, these students are incredible and they're professional. They are all dressed in business attire. So the boys will be in suits and the girls will have suits on too. And they, again, just can discuss and converse intelligently about so many different issues, and you will be encouraged and have hope for our next generation by seeing these students. There's so many different kinds of events, especially in speech, that there's kind of something for everybody that everybody would enjoy, and we prioritize our community judges. So if there's a certain type of speech that you want to judge, you just talk to the judge welcome team, and they will make sure you get on that kind of ballot. We can sign you off on community service hours, so that's another benefit. And then we would encourage you, if you homeschool, we would love to have you bring your older students. I would say anybody over 7, 8 years old, especially for speech rounds, they will be able to watch in the room with you. And it's a great idea to see if this is something that you might want to add to your curriculum. We do have a local club here that Angela is taking over next year as we kind of exit the scene. But this is an activity that, even more so than sports, which we've done also and find super beneficial, but this is a skill that will last your students the rest of their lives. So we would really encourage y'all to come check it out. And then finally, we feed our judges really well. So we have a hospitality director that's got coffee and treats, and if you're here over lunch or dinner, we'll make sure you have a meal. So we would love to have you.
Yeah. I think there were over 200 donuts coming to the tournament, and plenty of coffee. She was talking about chicken salad chick and all sorts of really great stuff that's coming. And I just love the speeches. Kerri, do you have a favorite type of speech category?
My favorite one to watch, I watch them all, and I do love a lot of them, but I love the duo interpretation, where there's two students who are acting out scenes from a book or something published, and they can just be really fun to watch.
They can. Yeah, duo is definitely the one that my son and I like to go to, and if I can pick one, he's always like, yes, Mom, let's judge that one. But I have also been really encouraged by the extemporaneous category, because even I don't necessarily keep up with all of today's news, but I'm just so impressed by these students who they're given only 20 minutes prep time for this speech category. So they don't even know what their topic is going to be before the round begins. They get their topic, and 20 minutes later, they're expected to give a speech about that current event. And it can be anything from around the world. And so it just is so impressive to me that they can come and speak intelligently and have stories and scripture and examples, and just it's so encouraging. So, all right. So if you are interested in judging, we would love to have you join us. It is helpful to pre-register. And that website again was ncfca.org/judge. woodstock.org/judge, and then you'll just find our Woodstock tournament there and create an account. We do hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day. Bye.